He is facing a 2-year suspension. He's in trouble for running a so-called debtor's prison. So why is this judge still on the bench?
How did he treat you?
Like garbage. Like not a person.
The Ohio Supreme Court has had Stow Municipal Judge Kim Hoover's case on its docket for more than 18 months, but still has not decided if he belongs on the bench. Let's get right over to News 5 investigator Sarah Buttison here to explain why the wheels of justice seem to be turning so slowly here.
Katie, this story at the heart of it is all about money, specifically how Stow Municipal Court Judge Kim Hoover collected it from defendants in his courtroom. We're not talking about bail, which is set at the beginning of a case. We're talking about the fines and other costs issued at the end of a case, and how Judge Hoover sometimes put people behind bars because they couldn't afford to pay them. Painting helps Luke Reidenauer put his past behind him.
I've got 3 years clean now.
Even after a roadblock put in place by the last person you'd expect.
I've never experienced any type of injustice in court like I did that day.
When Luke overdosed on heroin in January of 2021, he was charged with possession of drug abuse instruments, a first-degree misdemeanor. He showed up for his arraignment in Stow Municipal Court and pled guilty.
It wasn't my first rodeo, but I'm trying to make this that time my last.
But before sentencing him, Stow Municipal Judge Kim Hoover had a question.
I said, "What is your financial situation like?"
The judge sentenced Luke to 30 days behind bars, unless he could pay his $750 fine plus court costs that day. Luke told the judge he was broke. Records show the judge then said, "You're going to start calling mom and dad and grandma and ask them for birthday presents early, okay?"
It was just embarrassing. I felt real blindsided.
Judge Hoover then forced him to sit in a jail cell for hours until Luke's mom came up with the cash.
What do you think of the choices he made? They were terrible.
Cassandra Burke Robertson is a law professor at Case Western Reserve University and director of its Center for Professional Ethics.
That is really a terrible injustice. That should not have happened.
So why is Judge Hoover still on the bench? After all, Luke was not the only defendant forced to trade cash for freedom. This complaint, filed by the Ohio Board of Professional Conduct, names a total of 16 defendants.
The judge, in fact, threatened to jail people for offenses that weren't jailable.
The board recommended the Ohio Supreme Court suspend Hoover for 2 years. But since the board filed the case more than 18 months ago, the court has yet to take action. In fact, Hoover's case is now the oldest of the 23 misconduct cases on the court's docket.
I think that the court's view is generally that it's much more important to get it right than it is to get it done fast.
In an email, the court's spokesperson echoed that sentiment. She wrote, in part, "The deliberative process is meticulous and necessary to uphold justice, even if time-consuming." Robertson says the court knows its decision will impact how every Ohio judge collects court costs and fines from defendants.
Municipal judges all around the state are going to be very interested to see if they get some guidance.
But while everyone has waited for the Supreme Court's decision, Judge Hoover's methods came under scrutiny again. Last December, we reported how he charged drivers a $100 fee to appeal speed camera tickets issued by the Village of Peninsula, until a nonprofit law firm wrote a letter calling the fee unconstitutional. Hoover suspended the fee and refunded drivers.
And tells me that so long as nothing happens, then he's going to keep doing the exact same thing, maybe just in a different way.
Luke has changed. He's sober, has a steady job, and a new son. But no brushstroke can blot out the pain he felt in Judge Hoover's courtroom on that cold January day.
It wasn't really about me getting help, it was about me getting money for them.
We would have liked to talk with Judge Hoover and members of the Ohio Supreme Court for this story, but Ohio's Code of Judicial Conduct forbids public comments on pending cases.
So Hoover gains no personal benefit from collecting the cash. Why would he be determined to get it from the defendants to have them pay there?
Katie, judges do have a duty to collect court costs, so taxpayers like you and I aren't left on the hook. However, they are supposed to encourage payment without coercion, intimidation, or threats like, say, putting someone behind bars.
18 months and counting. We know you'll stay on it and bring us the update when there is one.
Thanks, Katie.
Investigator Sarah Buttison, thank you.